What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Artist Alley. My name is John Davis, and on this show, we're going to take a look at interesting people from the Knoxville, East Tennessee area. I can't talk, man. Today is sucking. But whether they run an independent business or artists, musicians, whatever have you, just interesting people we find very cool. And with us today, we have Ashley Garner. I said the name wrong last time. I just want to get it right this time. So, first questions first.
Okay.
Well, real simple question. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Okay,
Good.
So now the actual first question.
All right.
Why do you do what you do? Which is?
So I run Nest. It is a custom painting and furniture restoration business. I specialize in hand-painted kitchen cabinets, client customs, and small batch curated vintage and antiques. So I started Nest in April of 2018, so 4 years ago. I was leaving a terrible marriage as the primary caretaker to 3 kids who were then 8, 6, and 1. I'd been doing furniture as a hobby, like painting here and there. But I knew that there was no job, even with a bachelor's degree, that I could go out and get that would allow me to, caretake my kids and, make money and pay for daycare and all that. So it just sort of became this like juxtaposition of a thing I can do and a thing I sort of have to do. And it just grew from there.
Yeah, like that. You had to. So I about to say I am the only son of a single mother. So like I kind of get that. Like you kind of have to grind. Like not to like use that term, but like whatever. Like you have to like get out and get it because you have another mouth to feed. Like 3 in your case. I mean, so you kind of have to get out and get it. And being, a single mother with 3 kids, daycares being probably a very small option. Like you kind of have to do what you have to do. Yeah,
and that was the thing is like there was no job unless I just like bebopped into some like Fortune 500 company and was like, I'm here. I haven't worked in corporate America for like 6 years, but go ahead and give me that 6-figure payday. Like there was nowhere that I could go and be like, I can afford to run my house and have 1 kid in daycare full-time and 2 in daycare part-time. Like that is not a position in the world.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it was that easy, I wouldn't be hosting this show.
Right, yeah, right.
For no pay. All right. So now we're gonna get into our fun questions.
Okay.
And you have not been prepped on these at all. So don't feel pressured if you don't have an answer.
Okay.
We've had some people that were like, I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay. That's the point of these questions. We want you to think on your feet.
Okay.
And you appear to be somebody that can.
Ooh.
So, when you were a child, were you excited to be a grown-up? And why were you excited? Like, what were you looking forward to as a grown-up? And did that live up to your expectations? So it's a triple part question, but we're counting it as one because we're lazy.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yes, I wanted to be a grown-up. I think every kid wants to be a grown-up. Like my kids are always like, I can't wait until I'm a grown-up and, whatever.
That's why I add the extra part of the questions, like what were you looking forward to and did it live up to those expectations? I think everybody, no matter how old we are, like what stage of life we're in, the grass is always greener somewhere else. Yeah. So like as a kid, I wanted to drive and I wanted all this freedom and I wanted to like live in my own house and be able to set my own bedtime. And it's so funny because like if you met my mom now, you wouldn't believe this story because she is a wild thing. But growing up, she was like super, super strict. And I was like, I can put MTV on my TV when I'm a grown up and there's not going to be a child lock on it with a code. I'll show all of you. No, being a grown-up sucks, man. Yeah, like. So it did not live up to those expectations.
No, because like everything is expensive.
And getting more so.
MTV doesn't even play music anymore.
It's all ridiculousness, and it hurts my soul.
Yeah, and like every morning I get up and I'm like, is there something like wrong with me? Or is this just how you feel like in your mid-30s? So no, like growing up is a complete sham. Yeah.
So I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
And I kind of thought of it last night
as we were driving back from another gig we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I am 35 years old,
mm-hmm.
and I feel 65 because I got into a rough accident when I was younger. Blah 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 blah. But in my head, I'm 17, 18, 19 years old. Like, I still think that way. Like, I'll still pass by, like, my old high school, and I'm like, God, I have to go. Wait, no, I don't. I don't have to go there. I graduated, like, almost 20 years ago. What am I thinking? Like, and it just still, like, in my head, I'm still, like, 17, 18, 19 years old. Like, so how old are you, like, in your head? Do you think you're in your mid-30s, or do you still think, like, oh, I'm 17, 18? Like...
I am 35. I'll be 36 in August in real life. And in my head, I am like 107. Because here's the thing, like the things that bring me the greatest joy are like getting in bed, taking a nap, a documentary, a British procedural. Like these are the things. Like I took up embroidery last year as like a fun hobby, like in my bed, like with my little needlepoint, like doing my embroidery hoop. Like,
please tell me you have like the old woman like shower cap and things like.
I don't have a bonnet. I don't.
That was fitting the picture in my head.
Like the dress up of like Little Red Riding Hood when like she goes in and the wolf is like,
yeah.
Oh, I am your grandmother.
I'm your grandma. You know, like.
Nope, not that.
All right. So we're going to go on to the second question. How long could you survive in a forest with no tools? So we'll let you get dressed. You get your boots on. You get you some nice thick pants, a shirt, jacket. But that's it. You have no tools. We'll keep you warm, but you got to survive. How long could you survive with no tools?
So the part of me that like, you know, listens to like these like I survived stories and is like, you know, a mom walked 70 miles eating only snow and tree bark to get back to her family. Like that me, like the idealized me is like, I could survive for weeks. I'm Bear Grylls. I'm a survivalist.
How about real you?
Me that thinks that camping is a hotel that doesn't have a Starbucks in the lobby, that me probably, I don't know, I'd give her about 30 minutes. And then I'm like, there's too much nature. I'm hot, I'm cold. Like I have I have a very low threshold for like temperature changes. So like I would give idealized me, I've like...
She makes her home.
Right. I've befriended the animals. I'm like Tarzan living in a tree. Like I've done the most, but you know, real life me, she's got about a half an hour and then she's tapping out. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. That was just really funny. What is the most obscure fact you know?
Oh, God.
About anything. Could be about your work, like furniture. I mean, anything. Just an obscure fact.
I know so many.
What's your favorite?
Oh no. Oh gosh, this is going to be hard because I am like all about like random trivia, random facts. Oh gosh. So it doesn't have to be like furniture related.
This is anything you want. Anything. Like one of mine that I thought was interesting was that after New York was established, once it was taken over by the Dutch, they renamed it New Orange after William III of Orange.
Okay.
And then once the English reclaimed it, they renamed it New York again.
It was actually,
I just thought that was...
It was actually New Amsterdam, and then...
Oh!
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg!
Oh! Oh!
Hey.
Okay, I did about 5 minutes of research before she got on here, and I was like, that looks like an interesting fact. I did no actual research.
I'm sorry.
That's why I just got smoked.
I'm sorry.
Don't pretend like you know things, guys.
Okay, so...
That's so good.
Well, we'll keep it, I guess we could keep it like New York themed. I lived in New York for a little while. So, you know, the movie Gangs of New York, like that was all somewhat real. And so 5 Points, where they all live, it's sort of where like Chinatown
and like Little Italy, like that area now, like that's where 5 Points was. And although like Tammany Hall and all those politicians were real, Tammany Hall politics were like nothing like what they are, and The Butcher is like completely fictionalized.
Yeah.
So there's my like random, I'll just New York it for
Nice.
you.
All right. So what is a fictional character that you relate to the most from any kind of medium?
These are hard questions.
That's the point. We want you to think on your feet. We don't want like canned answers. Like
Right, like Sunday school answers.
Yeah, we don't want those.
Jesus. Oh gosh. I love The Great Gatsby. Like I love it. I have read it 100 times. Like I will reread it just at random. One of my dogs and 4 dogs, but one of them is named Nick Carraway. Like I love that. And I think the younger I was, the like back then I wanted to be like, oh, I'm like Daisy. I'm like a Daisy Buchanan. I'm just so aloof and like all these things. But I would say I am there's so much in Gatsby that I like truly identify with, right? Like this whole, if you could just go back and do these things differently, that part doesn't resonate, but just the part of like, I think on kind of like a base level, we all sort of do things out in the world to garner attention, whether it's from like a mass audience or one certain person or, you know, in our field or whatever. And our world has gotten so laser focused in on like the social media culture, the influencer culture. And so the older and older I get, both on a personal and professional level, there's so much inside him and like who he is as a character that I relate to.
I got you. That's fantastic. It's a great answer. Okay, so we have 2 questions left.
Mm-hmm.
First question, who would win in a fight? Smokey the Bear or McGruff the Crime Dog?
McGruff, the crime dog.
Yes!
Because Smokey has just been like out in the woods, like, you better put that fire out. But like McGruff, if you think about it, like he is a detective, right?
Yes!
So like he has seen some shit. So like he probably knows how to use a gun, even though he doesn't have thumbs.
Yeah.
That's
how good he is.
Yeah, and like whether he has like worked his way up through like the dog cop ranks, or whether he's like some kind of, you know, like rogue cop? Like Dick Tracy detective, like he's seen some shit to get to where he is. So he would absolutely.
Can I just say how much I adore you, because you were saying the exact things I say when people are like, "Oh no, Smokey the Bear." McGruff has a gun. He's an inner city cop. Do you think he's not seen some stuff? Like Smokey's out there like, guys, come on, let's watch it with the smoking. Like pour some water around. Like
I think that like if Smokey like got him and like squished him.
Oh, yeah, okay. I will give you that.
Like I have hound dogs, so like my dog and a bear, like no match, just like physically.
Yeah.
But
give that dog a gun.
But like like if you're putting them like toe to toe, like pros and cons.
Yeah.
McGruff is gonna win.
Oh my god! So far, you're my favorite person because you've literally given my exact answer for why I picked McGruff. Okay, so we are on the last question, and before we get to that, I'm gonna throw it out to you to let you throw it out to the people and give out your, if you want to give out your socials, if you want to give them like where your business is, how to get a hold of you, if they want to get any information, anything like that.
Okay.
Now's your chance to throw it out to the people. So go into that camera.
Ooh, okay. So I am on Facebook and Instagram at Best Nest Home. My website is thebestnesthome.com. And I don't have a physical storefront yet. It's been a long journey in commercial real estate.
Oh yeah.
But there is a store coming.
and I'm keeping it really close to the vest because third time's a charm. But there is a brick and mortar location coming soon.
Awesome. Fantastic. And as always, we will link to all these things in the description. So if you want to get a hold of her on Facebook, and I believe you said Instagram, or at her website, go down in the description, check that out, and go check out her fantastic furniture. So last question, and we will get you out of here.
Okay.
What is the best piece of advice you have ever received about anything?
So when I was young and I would freeze up, like whether it was learning to ride a bike or, you know, when I have a musical theater major, so I've danced and performed and done all that since I was really little. And so anytime that I would freeze, my dad would always yell at me, do something, even if it's wrong. And although my dad and I have a very storied, complicated relationship, I've always had that in my head. It's hard for me to understand people who are like risk averse and people who like get in their own way.
Yeah.
Because that's like always pulsating through me, is that I would rather take a billion chances and know in my heart that like I've done it and I don't have any what ifs.
Yeah.
So that's just do it. Even if it's wrong, like you'll learn something, you'll cross that off your list of like, should I, shouldn't I?
Even if you fail, like you've learned a lesson.
There's so much to learn in falling flat on your face.
I've done that so many times.
There's so many things to learn there. So yeah, do something even if it's wrong.
All right. So that is it. We are going to have her sign the stool, and that will be it, guys. We'll be out of here. And Alex making a rare on-camera stretch in.
Just my hand.
Just his hand. All right. So we're going to let you pick your color.
I want this one.
Whatever color you want.
Okay.
So that's it, everybody. She's going to sign the stool, and we're going to sign out.